I am Debbie Cook.
I'm Kailee Smith.
And we are going to talk to you today a little bit about the advanced child tax credit. There's a lot of buzz going on about what this is, and some people are maybe like, oh, this is something that's always been around, but actually advancing a child tax credit has not always been around.
So what exactly does that look like?
So when we're advancing a child tax credit, let's step back a minute and let's take a look at what the child tax credit is and has been. So in the past, if you've had kids under the age of 17, you were eligible for the child tax credit. It was $2,000 per kid. Now, 2021 rolls around. Now our child tax credit has increased to where from age 0 to 5 is $3,600 per kid. That's 5 and under. And then if you have kids 6 through the age of 17, that's $3,000 per kid. That has increased. That's good news if you have kids. If you're under the adjusted gross income threshold of $150,000 for married filing joint, you should get the full credit. But for 2021 tax year, they are looking at advancing part of that to people.
How much are they going to advance?
So at this point, starting in July, they're going to start advancing 50% of what your credit would be. Okay. So let's take a look, and let's say last year for 2020 on your tax return, you filed a tax return, you had 2 kids over the age of 6, so you would be getting a $6,000 credit, $3,000 for each of them. Mm-hmm. So what they're going to do is they're going to take that $6,000, take 50% of it, which is $3,000. They're going to divide that $3,000 by 6, so July through December, and they're going to pay you monthly payments for that. So you would be getting a monthly payment of $500 a month. It is advancing your credit that you, if you didn't want the advance, you would actually get it as a refund on your tax return. Okay. It would be a credit on your 2021 1040 tax return.
So if you opt out, we're talking about in a minute, mm-hmm. You're not actually losing the money, you just get it later.
Right. So you have the option of just taking it because they're going to send it to you if you do nothing. Okay. Or you can opt out. You're opting out doesn't mean you're losing the credit. It just means you don't get it advanced to you July through December. You're going to wait and see how things play out on your tax return and possibly get it as a refund, or it can offset your taxes that you owe. So things can get really complicating in deciding whether you want to opt out or not.
Should you opt out of the advance? Like, what happens if you normally owe taxes? Should you not?
If you normally owe taxes, like you're writing a check at the end of the year to the IRS to cover the taxes that you owe, or you're paying in estimates every quarter, I personally would not, I would opt out. I wouldn't want to get this advance because that is very possibly going to make the check that I'm writing actually larger than it would have been because they're advancing back money to you.
What happens if you normally get a refund?
So if you normally get a refund, this can still be a little tricky on whether you should take the advance or not, because last year, 2020, for your 2 kids, your credit was $4,000. This year, it would be $6,000. But they're advancing $3,000 to you from January through December. So actually, if your refund last year was like $500, you're actually going to end up writing them a check back if everything else stayed the same, because they've sent you too much money back. Totally up to you on what you decide to do. We will make another video specifically on how to opt out.
Yes.
Because that is a whole portal on the IRS website. It's a whole process. So to recap, advanced child tax credit, you can choose to do nothing and you will start getting advances of that, or you can choose to opt out. Stay tuned for another video.
Thank you.